a lot of speed.
He warming up
We're
now.
sparring.
That's what we need.
We're sparring.
Warm up.
Some
I know
8-year-olds. I got the 8-year-olds in there.
If I find out anything, I'm gonna beat your ass and I'm gonna beat Jaden on Love ass. On my mama, I'm gonna beat both of y'all ass. On my mama. And he laughing. He know. He laughing.
Our argument is misplaced because things like this should not be happening. And the fact that boxing is allowing this to happen is an embarrassment to the sport.
You know what I mean? I was misinformed. You know, you gotta know what somebody's going through, man, or have gone through, and where they've ended up. Now, you have to understand that. You gotta understand their DNA, you know. And we as fans, we fail to realize that. We as commentators and fanboys and all that, like, we all don't do that.
Gervonta Tank Davis reacted angrily to Jake Paul sparring with Shakur Stevenson ahead of their fight, dismissing it as meaningless. He stated that Jake can prepare however he wants, but it won't make any difference once they step into the ring. Tank emphasized that on fight night, he'll showcase his true power and punish Paul, insisting no amount of sparring or warm-ups will help him avoid defeat.
Now, don't worry about it. I don't gotta say it up here. Let anything happen, and I'm gonna show you and him. Bet.
And it begs the question, Tank.
Boxing analysts have pointed out the irony in the criticism of the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis matchup. While many fans and purists feel Tank's decision is a letdown for traditional boxing, others recognize the promotional and personal benefits it brings. Shakur Stevenson highlighted this contrast, noting that although the choice may upset diehard fans, he's still open to sparring with Jake Paul to help the sport and keep himself relevant in the discussion. The situation reflects the ongoing balance between business, personal image, and fan expectations in today's boxing landscape.
Criticism for fighting Jake Paul, but yet at the same time, he is going to fight Jake Paul. Now, what I find interesting is how people on one hand are going to criticize it, but on the other hand, try to take advantage of it for their own profit. So Shakur Stevenson, definitely for press purposes, definitely for publicity purposes, offers to get in the training camp and spar for Jake Paul. Spar Jake Paul for the Tank fight. Now, why would he be doing this? It's called copycat crap. Because the last big fight that took place, which was Terrence Crawford versus Canelo Alvarez, guess what happened? Jaron Ennis went and sparred Canelo Alvarez to help Canelo Alvarez prepare for Terrence Crawford. So, do I think that is coincidental? No, I do not. I think that it is trying to have your cake and eat it too. You are trying to complain and say Gervonta Davis is not a real competitive fighter, that this is a sideshow, freak show fight, but yet you want your name associated with it and you want to participate in it for your own good gain. Let me assure you that when Terrence Crawford said in an interview that he wouldn't fight Jake Paul, that's not a serious fight. And then they said, well, would you fight Jake Paul for $200 million? And he said, I'd be fighting Jake Paul.
Analysts suggest that Gervonta Tank Davis is largely driven by financial incentives in choosing his upcoming fights. His matchup with Jake Paul has fueled debate, with many believing Tank is prioritizing payday opportunities over legacy or boxing prestige. Critics argue that if fans want to see him take on elite opponents like Shakur Stevenson or Lamont Roach, promoter Turk would have to present him a massive offer, similar to the scale of Canelo Alvarez versus Terrence Crawford. At this point in his career, Tank's decisions appear guided more by money than by the pursuit of competitive greatness.
Look at how Tank started acting after he made $40 million with Ryan. When he make another 40+ million with Jake,
he's gonna go make $40 million fighting Jake Paul, and then he's gonna come back and fight Lamont Roach for what? He's gonna come back and fight Shakur Stevenson for what? He's not gonna fight none of those guys.
No, the only way he fight any of them guys, Turkey gonna have to hit him with the Crawford money. Cause that's the thing. You do this for a reason, bro. Like, I get it. You want him to be competitive, but his goal is money. He made 40 with Ryan plus everything in between. Now he get this 40, 50 million plus. He don't even gotta fight no more. So now if you want him to fight Shakur, give me that Canelo money, man.
Shakur Stevenson, one of boxing's most respected names, voiced his disappointment after Gervonta Tank Davis chose to fight Jake Paul instead of stepping into the ring with him. He suggested that Tank's decision looks like a clear ducking move, something many view as disrespectful to the sport. Shakur stressed that real fighters take on challenges directly, and by picking a crossover opponent over an elite professional, Tank is undermining boxing's integrity. His remarks have further intensified the debate over Tank's true priorities and whether financial gain is outweighing sporting honor.
What do you think about the rumors of Tank and Jake fight?
Man, Tank disrespectful to the sport if he choose that over fighting with me. I'm the best fighter in the sport. I've been telling him that. And he called cap on it. So if you want to call cap and say I'm not who I say I am, come prove it. I think it's dangerous for him to go back in there and fight Lamont. I think Lamont is a hell of a fighter. I can see that going left. So he better be on his A game.
Gervonta, Tank, Davis fired back at fans questioning whether he's avoiding top fighters like Shakur Stevenson, making it clear that public opinion means little to him. He pointed out that fans are quick to switch sides after just one bad performance, so chasing their approval isn't his priority. Instead, Tank emphasized that his focus is on his own career path and personal goals, not on silencing critics. His response highlights an unapologetic mindset, choosing to handle pressure and criticism on his own terms while staying in control of his fight choices and trajectory.
Gervonta, a lot of boxing fans aren't happy with the fact you've taken this fight rather than the road rematch, fights with the likes of Shakur, Devin Haney, Teofimo, etc. What do you make of that reaction? And can we still expect to see those fights?
Why should I care what they think? When y'all switch somebody can have a bad day and y'all switching on who y'all favorite fighter is or who this person is supposed to fight. Like y'all need to sit back and be fans and just enjoy the sport. Like y'all even talk about people's personal lives. Like why when it come to that?
Michael J. White weighed in on the debate, asserting that Jake Paul, despite his hyper performances, can never be recognized as a true boxing champion. He highlighted the clear difference between exhibition or crossover bouts and officially sanctioned title fights governed by major boxing bodies. White's remarks echo the wider view among professionals and purists who regard Paul's ventures as entertainment rather than legitimate championship-level competition, further fueling skepticism about the credibility of the fight.
Do you think that Jake Paul could win a legitimate boxing title?
No, no, because he's so far behind someone of his equal age who's been doing it for a very long time. He started very late. That's why I applaud exactly what he's doing. I think he should be doing exactly what he's doing. If he fought a legitimate, top 10 cruiserweight, I will shut the up. If he's able to fight an actual contender of the top 10, that would be astonishing if he can get to that point. If he beat anybody in the top 10, that would be, to me, the greatest thing he's ever accomplished.
Yeah, because historically he's fought old men.
I think he's done it the right way because there's a possibility where a 50-year-old Anderson Silva might be able to beat him. Who thought he was going to beat Tyson? I really thought, oh, Tyson's just going to go to the body and just punish his body, because I thought that's what would win him thing, but he did not do that. I think it makes for a good matchup. He's made for great spectacle.
Daniel Cormier, former champion and respected analyst, criticized the Jake Paul versus Gervonta Tank Davis matchup, calling it dull and lacking true entertainment value. He argued that Tank is not fighting out of financial need, and this bout fails to meet the level of competition expected at this point in his career. By labeling it a boring fight, Cormier questioned its purpose and appeal, suggesting it exists more to spark curiosity and social media buzz than to elevate boxing's competitive standards.